Hi, I'm Luke Kirkland, Teen Department Head at the Waltham Public Library. If you already know me, it is just not the same around here without you. If you don't know me already, I hope we get a chance to connect when this pandemic is over. It's a little quiet here because of COVID, but normally we're a bustling after-school destination for Waltham youth in grades 6 through 12. Of course, we've got novels and informational books, and comics and manga. Tenemos libros en español también. But we also have lots of board and card games, video games, gaming PCs, musical instruments, tools for music production, blogging, photography, digital illustration, and podcasting, and a PS4 with PlayStation VR. So when we reopen, I hope you come by to check us out. Today I'm here to talk to you about something specific, and for that I need some help.
Hi, I'm Iris. I use she, her, and her pronouns, and I'm a Real Talk team leader.
Hi, my name is Jeffrey. I go by he, him, and his, and I am a Real Talk leader.
Hi, I'm Alia, and I'm a founding Real Talk teen leader. Real Talk is a forum for youth to have conversations that are most important to them in ways that are interactive, fun, and honest.
One of the things Real Talk does here each year is a youth-led civic engagement initiative called 4 Freedoms. 4 Freedoms is an organization that was created by 2 artists, Eric Gottsman and Hank Willis Thomas. They were inspired by 4 paintings that Norman Rockwell did in 1943 to represent the 4 universal freedoms that Franklin Delano Roosevelt talked about in 1941. Freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom from want, and freedom from fear. But they wanted to make sure that everyone in America had the opportunity to enjoy those freedoms. And as artists, they knew art had a special way of getting people talking. They started by getting fine artists to create eye-catching billboards, and they placed at least one in each of the 50 states with the hope of deepening public discussions about civic issues and core values. But they understood that it was important for everyone to be able to define freedom in their own way, and they wanted to create tools to help communities do just that. They knew that normally, during an election season, candidates would use campaign funds to buy marketing materials like lawn signs to try and get people to vote for them. But those only shared the names and stories of the candidates who could afford to buy those lawn signs. What about the voices of the people in the communities that they're elected to serve? So 4 Freedoms created these lawn signs. Each one has a different prompt. Freedom to, freedom of, freedom for, and freedom from. Since 2018, each September we've posted up here in the teen room, in classes and clubs at the high school, in the school cafeteria, and at other partner sites to help Waltham youth tell their stories through these signs. Then we install them all in the front lawn of the Waltham Public Library and invite the Waltham community to reflect on your thoughts and feelings, to consider the world you will inherit, and to become familiar with the world you intend to create.
We are members of the Waltham community and we are citizens of this nation. The world has changed and we young people will no longer sit on the sidelines. It is for this reason that those in power must keep us in mind and hear our voices because we are watching, we are listening, and we will hold you accountable to your roles as policymakers.
Over the last 2 years, we've posted over 500 unique statements from teens like you. Here are a few that really hit home for our teen leaders.
Freedom to have a disability without being stared at.
Freedom from the fear of climate change.
Freedom to be a girl and not a sexualized object.
Freedom to shave or not.
Freedom for accessible, affordable medicine.
Freedom for men to show emotions.
Freedom for Black and brown trans women to exist.
Freedom from government corruption.
Freedom from physical and emotional abuse from loved ones.
Freedom to wear my hair any way I want.
Freedom from being taught a whitewashed version of history.
Freedom from stigma surrounding mental illnesses.
Freedom to easily navigate the college application process because I'm the first in my family to do so.
Freedom of gender identification.
Freedom to be Muslim without persecution.
Freedom from the shame of having been sexually assaulted.
Libertad para hablar su idioma de nacimiento.
Freedom from the fear that your parents will be taken away.
This year, we're doing things virtually. In your Google Drive, you'll find folders full of different file types. Use the Google Drawings files to draw or type your response to the prompts. Download the JPEGs to mark up images on your phone or desktop. Or go old school and print out the PDFs to draw on top of the pages. Then teen volunteers will recreate your digital lawn signs as physical lawn signs and install them in the front lawn of the Waltham Public Library, where they'll be on display through Election Day. We've found that the signs that really stopped people in their tracks are the signs that tell a story. They're statements that focus on something from your life, not something happening somewhere else that you haven't experienced. And they're written in a way that paints a picture in the imaginations of people who read them. And that makes sense scientifically. The reality is that information rarely changes people's minds, however true it is. Our brains are designed to embrace information that supports our beliefs and reject information that contradicts them. In other words, we don't care about truth. We care about winning arguments. Stories, on the other hand, they're persuasive because they attach information to emotion, and emotion biologically inspires us to action. So when you're making your signs, tell a story. Here are some examples.
Freedom of speech. It's good, but we could do better. Freedom to be opinionated without being considered angry. Now this tells a story. This speaks to an experience that many people in this country have, especially women of color.
Freedom from poverty. It's good, but let's go deeper. Freedom from worrying about being evicted as a high school student. This really explains how it feels like to live in poverty.
Freedom of expression. It's fine, but I know there's more to it. Freedom to wear what makes you comfortable without people taking pictures of you or catcalling. This paints a picture of a situation that many women may have experienced or will experience in their lifetime.
Pretend you're writing the movie of your life, and like all great movies, everything's going fine until something happens that throws everything off balance. Then ask yourself, what do I need to restore balance? What is keeping me from restoring balance? What could I do to overcome this obstacle? That is your sign. Here's another approach. Freedom for the people who serve our country. But what does that freedom actually look like? The person who created this sign adds smaller statements around the main statement to make sure readers know what they mean. Provide mental health help, provide necessary health care for them, appreciate them. So if you want your statement to remain general, feel free to add some extra details to help communicate your message. Each one of these prompts has a different vibe to it. Freedom of is about challenging limitations. Freedom for is about creating space. Freedom to is about taking action. All three of those are great to express something you're in favor of. Freedom from, on the other hand, that's about something you don't want. So make sure you pick the right preposition. Every one of you has something valuable to say. You don't want to accidentally say something that doesn't make sense, or accidentally say the opposite of what you really mean. Still, a single idea can be rewritten to make sense on each sign. It's just that those prepositions give a different spin to each statement. So brainstorm some ideas, try different phrasings to explore your options before you commit to your final statement. Once you know what you want to say and you know how to say it, there's nothing that gets in the way of your message more than when it's misspelled. So before you even touch your sign, get a scrap of paper, write down what you want to say to make sure you've got it right. Show it to someone else. Type it up in Google Docs. Spell check it. Google it. Just make sure that it's right. Because simple accidental mistakes in spelling or grammar can make people discount the value of what you have to say. And we want to do everything we can to make sure your voice is heard. Democracy is about representation, but it only represents those who show up. Adults get a chance to show up every fall to vote, whether it's for president or Congress, for state government, or for your mayor, city council, your school committee. If you're under 18, you don't get a say in who gets elected, but you have to bear the costs of every decision adults make. So speak up, not about candidates, but about your experience. Because this project isn't about partisan politics. It's about making democracy a habit in your life, whatever your age is. It's about showing up. And for you, right now, showing up means making your voice heard so that people in power take notice.
We may not be able to vote now, but soon we will be. We aren't just names on paper. We are living, breathing members of this city, just like anyone else here. We have dreams, aspirations, and needs. So please have us young people in mind. Listen to our voices and include us in the decision-making process, because only by including everyone in this city can we achieve democratic harmony.